Hi guys, welcome back. This week I was talking to one of our community members who just won a huge judgment at EEOC, and I hope to be able to share her story with you in the coming weeks. But now she's discovering, like I did, that while winning feels great and the money is awesome, it doesn't magically fix the harm they caused. I won the maximum non-pecuniary award at EEOC because my boss and other NASA officials dehumanized me severely over a long period of time. They did that to support a boss who wanted to keep me from being able to go clean myself properly after a medical emergency. And they spent hundreds of thousands of dollars defending that. Now, if there's no consequences, nothing's ever going to change. And as far as I can tell in my case, there weren't very many consequences at all. I mean, EEOC tried. They sent my boss and one other official to some mandatory training. They referred those same officials for discipline, but NASA declined to discipline them. Now, if any random worker had caused an accident that cost NASA a few $100,000, I guarantee you they would have fired that employee by the end of the day. But a boss who chooses to violate the law and cost them that much money, they're cool with that. After we win, we have to come to terms with the fact that that kind of injustice still exists, and on a massive scale. The little bit of personal justice that we got didn't fix it. And on top of that, we also have to come to terms with the fact that our fight changed us. We have to go through the discrimination alone, and most of the EEOC process on top of it. So we learn to handle a lot of heavy emotions on our own. We learn to be guarded about what we say and suspicious of other people's motives. Even our bodies learn to be anxious, so it can be nearly impossible just to kick back and relax. And sometimes the idea that I could ever be made whole again seems pretty far-fetched. My previous self used to develop tech for NASA. I was good at it, and I loved it. But for the last 2 years of my career, starting right after I requested reasonable accommodation, my boss started making me flip PowerPoint charts for her in meetings for hours a day. I wasn't even allowed to get up and go to the restroom. I was told to stay put, in those words. Under those circumstances, it didn't take very long for sitting behind a desk at a computer, flipping charts on command, to start to feel like a stone around my neck. When I retired, I felt like I'd finally broken free of all that, and I refused to sit down at a computer for years. In fact, it took starting this channel for me to push myself to do it. I'm glad I did it, but it was hard. There are quite a few of us who had PTSD before the discrimination, but if you don't have it going in, there's a good chance you'll have it coming out. I saw that recently. I was in a small group chat about summary judgment, and two of the people in the chat triggered each other. One of them said, "Hey, I have PTSD and you're triggering me right now." And the other person came back with, "Well, I have PTSD too, and you're triggering me." I suspected we all had PTSD. So I had to ask, show of hands, who here does not have PTSD? 0 hands. We are not alone. We all know what it's like to feel abused and triggered even after the abuse stops. We all know the struggle of fighting back and hitting one brick wall after another. And we all learn things along the way that might help someone else. Those are some big things to have in common. And talking to each other about those things is very healing. My fight has been over for a few years now, and I'm starting to see that I am never going to be the woman that I used to be. That makes me sad because I kind of like being that woman. But lately, I'm starting to like where I landed too. When I started this channel, I didn't really expect very many of you to find me. And I didn't expect those of you who did find me to reach out and share parts of your own story with me like you have, or to reach out to me to let me know that I've helped you in some small way. You guys have been so generous, not just with me, but with each other in the comments. That's a beautiful thing that I didn't expect, and I thank you for it. So remember what I said earlier about how my winning didn't really do anything to fix the massive injustice that's still out there? Maybe my winning didn't fix anything. But I do feel like sharing my experience in these videos has helped some people, and it's also helped me heal. That may not be a total fix, but it's a start, and I'll take it. I have seen firsthand the magic that happens when we open our hearts, talk to each other, and try to help each other. And speaking of magic, I have to thank you guys for getting me to 2,000 subscribers this week. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care and hang in. Fight smart.